Hello everybody and welcome to M&J Games. This is Michael, and as you can see, we've got a B&M Invert in the background there as I'm at Six Flags over Georgia. So excited to ride some of these rides. It's been a while since I've ridden a coaster. I think it's like that way for a lot of people during this pandemic. So I decided, why not try to vlog a little bit of it. Never done this before and doing it from my cell phone, so we'll see how this works out. But I'll try to get some video of some of the rides, and in my opinion, out of the 5 Six Flags parks I've been to, I think this one's the best. I think they got a good variety of rides. But yeah, I think this is definitely the best one. I think they've got a lot of rides. They're just missing a launch coaster, but they've got a recently done wooden coaster converted to an RMC that I'm excited to ride again. And so we'll see, but I'll take some video and stuff, and we'll see how Six Flags is. So here's kind of the basic entrance plaza as you walk in. You got some buildings on the side, right here. So it's just a little walkway, and we're gonna go to the right first and ride the RMC. All right, so we just got off the twisted Cyclone, and that was fantastic. We rode near the back, not in the very back. As I said, I haven't been on coasters in a while, so it's, playing coasters would really got me back into it. But as you can kind of see it in the background there a little bit, coasters going up the chain. Really awesome. The airtime when you go sideways is just incredible. But it's a really cool ride, really fun. It's not a big RMC. I believe the highest drop is about 100 feet, so it's not big at all. But now we are about to ride the Georgia Scorcher, which is the red one that you see when you're entering the park, and it's a stand-up. And so I'll try to get some footage of the ride and talk to y'all afterwards. So we just got off the Georgia Scorcher, and there's not really any good on-ride footage or off-ride footage that you can get from where we're at, so I'd have to take some from outside the park. But I mean, it's a B&M stand-up, and it's kind of a little uncomfortable in terms of the stand-up portion. The actual ride was good, not too, it's like, I think it's like 20 years old, so it's it's getting up there, but it's been repainted. It wasn't rough or anything like that. It's just standing up kind of makes it awkward on the legs. Other than that, it was good. By far the RMC is my favorite of the two so far. So now we're walking to Daredevil Dive, and so this is a Gershflower coaster. I believe it was made in 2011. And so like a lot of the coasters here, they're not super tall. Goliath is the only one that technically qualifies as a hyper. Everything else is roughly around 100 feet. I'll take some video footage of Daredevil Dive, and I'll talk to you guys afterwards. Alright, hello everybody. So we just got off of Daredevil Dive, pretty fun. That's like I said, it's been a long time since I've been on that ride. I think probably 2015 or something, and that's the only Eurofighter I've been on, to be honest. But it's a unique one because I know it's 3 rows of 2, which is different. And man, I'm not gonna lie, that lift, I don't like going straight up like that. That part feels weird. Almost feels like you're gonna fall back. There's like a little hitch when you get to the very top. I don't know if that's kind of, it almost like it stops for a second, but it doesn't hold you. But it's a lot of fun, really smooth, hardly makes any noise. And there's a cool inversion at the end that's just so unique in terms of how your body reacts to it. But I love the color scheme with it. A really fun ride. I'd be interested to know if anybody's ridden this one, how this one compares to some other ones that are in the US potentially and stuff like that. So, but man, I know there's one in, oh gosh, where's that at? It's like 200 feet tall. I forget what it is. I couldn't imagine going straight up like that for 200 feet in pitch darkness, or pitch black, yeah. So it was fun though. Now we're about to go ride Batman. So I haven't ridden Batman in a while, but I rode this all the time growing up. So I'm excited for this one. So we just got off Batman, and like I said, it's been years since I've ridden it. I feel like it's really pretty jerky. It's definitely an old ride. I know the Goliath's pretty traditional for, well, obviously it's a clone and it does a lot of traditional things that B&M's do. It was fun. Didn't really get my stomach at all at any point. It was more about the inversions and stuff. But I felt like it was very jerky, but it picked up some good speed, especially kind of right at the bottom of the hill. We sat in the very front row. So it was probably my third favorite of the ones we've ridden so far, with the RMC being my favorite, and then the Eurofighter and so forth. And so if you see behind me this green Schwarzkopf coaster, it's actually not ready yet, because I asked one of the workers here and they said that they've been told different dates, so they don't know exactly when it's gonna be open. So that would have been fun to ride, just because they've retracted and repainted it and stuff. But yeah, so overall good. I mean, there's hardly anybody here at the park, so we're having to wait like 5 minutes max for each ride, which is great. As you can see, it's hot, I'm sweaty. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun so far, and we'll keep riding rides and updating you on them. And I'd love to get your guys' opinion on, people who've ridden other inverts, because the only other one I've ridden has been Raptor at not Six Flags, at Cedar Point. And so, what's your favorite invert and so forth. So next one we're gonna ride is Goliath, which is the Hyper coaster. So I'll see you guys after that. So I just got off Goliath. You can see it there in the background. There's not a train going up right now, but they're only running one train, and it's the largest coaster in the park, but it's really only about 200, so it's barely considered a hyper coaster. But man, I forgot how great the airtime was. It definitely rattles some. We sat in the fourth row, But man, there's so many airtime hills. It is crazy. Just shoots you out of your seat. So that was a lot of fun. Probably my second favorite in the park so far. And so now we're going to give our stomachs a little break, and we're going to ride the mine train of Vekoma, I believe. Or no, my bad. It's an American Aero. It was made in the 70s or 80s. I can't remember. So we're walking to that right now. And as you can see behind me, we've got the train going up the lift hill. So that was a lot of fun. And we'll probably ride that one again before we leave. So I'll talk to you guys after the mine train. All right, so we just got off the mine train. Man, I don't know what it is about those old Aero coasters. My gosh, that was rough. I hit my funny bone. Not so funny, but man, it was one time's enough on that one. Needless to say, I mean, the layout wasn't bad, but it's a super, super rough ride. There's the Twisted Cyclone again. And so I'm going back to this one. Was on a ride near the back. Maybe not the exact back row. I want to ride it again near the back to kind of see the difference in riding it kind of on the front. And I'll also get some good ride footage of it. So I'll see you guys after. All right, so I just rode on the very front and the very back of Twisted Cyclone, and both a lot of fun. I really don't know which one I like more. I think probably the back. Now, you know, super smooth, but there are a couple moments of like those little quick airtime hills or turns where it does jerk you, but doesn't mean that's not from being unsmooth. That's just the style of RMC making the ride. But I love the back, man. It just whips you over that first hill. I mean, you got no chance to even look down and see. Whereas the front, it's almost like you hang for a second. But yeah, so I think the back probably more. But man, they're both awesome. Great ride. So now I think we are going to be heading to Superman. So I will try to get some video there and see you after the ride. So I just got off Superman, as you can see in the background, and I'm not gonna lie, that one probably got to me more than any of the rides here. That pretzel loop, man, right there, that had some major G-force for me when going over it. It got to my head a little bit, but it's definitely a very unique experience. I mean, overall enjoyed it. It definitely affected me more than the other rides. But it's definitely very fun. It packs a lot of power right there for a coaster that's not being that high. Now, after that pretzel loop, it's a really tame ride, but that part's really intense. But yeah, so overall, I'd still say my favorite's I don't know. It's either the RMC or Goliath. The airtime on Goliath was just awesome. Over every single hill, it just shot you out of your seat. But I'd say still probably the RMCs. I just love those styles of coasters. And now here, we have something called the Hall of Justice. I have no idea what this is. It looks like maybe a dark ride or something, but I'm gonna try to ride it.
Are there any other threats they should know about if I send them out there?
Hey, recruits, you have to be careful out there today. Luther and Joker set traps all around the city. Lex has used his robotics.
That would be hilarious!
Do you really think some random people of the street will be able?
All right, so I just got done with that Hall of Justice, and it was a shooting dark ride, so it was a lot of fun. Had the car kind of moved around all different which ways, and you're trying to help the Justice League. So it was a lot of fun. It's a good kind of break ride. So as you can see, it's now nighttime, and behind me, we're about to do a night run on Goliath. And one thing that I love about Goliath is it basically goes through about half the park. So it's not contained to an area. It's not like a lot of hyper coasters where it's goes around a secluded part of the park. It goes basically right around the entrance and then kind of the parking lot area. So it's pretty cool layout how they designed it and just somehow fit it into the park. Really cool. So we're gonna do a night ride on Goliath. We're gonna try to get near the back, and I'll let you guys know how that is. All right, so just got off a night ride of Goliath in the second to back row. It's the back row. We would have had to wait a couple more trains, and since they're only running one, we didn't want to do that. And when I've been saying we, it's my sister's with me and her boyfriend. But man, that was awesome. Less rattling in the back, at least in my opinion. Everybody's different with it. The airtime was awesome. I mean, it just shot you out of your seat. A really fun ride. And it's only 200 feet. So to me, like compared to like Millennium Force and some of those other ones, you don't have the height of it. But man, the airtime hills in this are incredible. So I'll try to get some video of it. And so to kind of wrap up and end, my favorite ride, this overtook my favorite ride. So it's Goliath, and then the RMC Twisted Cyclone is the second favorite for me. And then the third one, I don't know, I'd say probably Daredevil Dive. That one was a lot of fun. And then probably Batman at 4. I know I didn't talk about Blue Ninja. I didn't ride that one, or the American Scream Machine, just because I had to give myself a break for some of them. And Superman was probably my least favorite out of all of them, other than the Mine Train, simply because that pretzel loop was so intense. It messed with my head. So this was a lot of fun, and I hope the video helped. And for anybody who's looking to go to Six Flags over Georgia, I highly recommend it. Not a ton of very tall rides. Like I said, Goliath is the only one that's really that tall, but a lot of fun, a lot of different types of rides as well. So thank you guys for watching M&J Games, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.